Had to find my way. All right. Well, the red light is on, so that means we are live on this Tuesday. Let me get to it so I can tag you good folks. But let's oh, there we go. The red light is on.
Really? Who?
That was me. I'm good.
Really? We? Mhm.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Wake up, everybody.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
I don't have something.
Mm.
I don't have my bell. I'm gonna go get it in a minute though.
Welcome to Tangy Tea of Life, everyone. This is where we talk about any and everything. I am your host, Veronica.
Break, break the bell, brother. We're gonna get Sister Veronica to say a rap. This is what we're gonna do. So you'll be on the ones and twos. Victor doing his thing. Come on, Veronica, sing that song, girl.
Yes, honey. Thank you, Victor. That was a great intro. Thank you. My brother, Victor, damn it, boy, White is back with us
You
tonight.
pointed to the wrong direction. Okay.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
hey. Y'all hear that beat? Welcome back, Victor. Brother Fatigue, all the way from WBLS radio station New York, is back
What's
with us
that?
tonight.
What's that? What's that? What's that? No bells. That's cool. I'm cold. I'll go. Oh, I'm going to go get my bell. Don't worry about it. It's in my bag. I didn't unpack it from
Ah,
Washington. Okay.
there
Thank
you
you, brother.
go. There you
Thank you. Thank you.
go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, what's going on, good folks? We're so glad to be back with ya. Hey, Lisa, all of you for thank you for joining us this evening on this great Tuesday night. Let me tell you, it's already thundering a little bit over here. So if I freeze up,
Mm.
hopefully I won't lose my internet connection or anything like that, and we will be good tonight. All right. So let me tell you why we're late tonight. It wasn't the guy's fault. Okay, I can take the blame for this. Okay, you guys, let me tell you something. I was on the phone with my insurance agent for so long, and this female who was on the phone, this representative, was the best ever. I've never had that kind of customer service before ever. And when I get on the phone with people like customer service with different companies, or I just be chatting like I known her forever. So we on the phone talking. She telling me what I need to know and all that stuff. And when we was getting ready to hang up, I was like, "Honey, can I get your private number?" So because she was excellent. She was really, really, really good. So I appreciate people like that. So all of you out there who's working in customer service, listen, we need more of Alexis. We need more of Alexis out there because she was, listen, from 1 to 10, she was a 10. I'm going to have to call back and give her a great rating or something because she was awesome. But that is why we're late. I was on the phone with my insurance agent, and it took longer than I expected. But here we are, good people. So what's going on in y'all world? How was y'all day, weekend?
Um, I just want to give this disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
before we get started. I'm lit as fuck right now. So I apologize. I did not mean to, get what I did or whatever, but I'm gonna try to make it through this. I'm gonna try to make it through this show. I'm lit as hell right now, so
What?
um, yeah, I apologize.
Why did
I'll
you
This
give
is
you.
very unprofessional, but yeah, I'm lit as fuck right now.
I would give you a bell for that, and you know why? Because you're in the comforts of your home, my brother. You're safe. You ain't on the road, and I give you a bell for that. So
I'm gonna get
yeah, you give him a bell. He's home. He's safe.
yeah, but I'm kind of scared because if he's lit, that means
Let's
oh
go. We go.
gosh,
You said bring. Didn't you say bring the fire today? So we gonna
I
bring it.
oh my gosh. Hi, Miss Rainey. Hey, Mr. Sammy, how are you? So glad to see you on.
Yes.
Hearts and prayers are still going out to Mr. Sammy and his family. So,
Exactly. Exactly. I was looking for his comment. You see what Noah said already?
what? I can't see any comments between.
Ha- he said hashtag team Vic, hashtag team for team, hashtag team extra with the eyes looking up.
That was
That was
last week.
that was last week.
So why am I getting? Oh, it is last week. Okay.
What? Have you been in the bottle as well? Is
No,
it not just Victor
okay,
this week?
I don't. No, that was last week.
What's
What
going
the
on
heck?
tonight? We only,
What
what,
the heck? I can't find
6
this
minutes
show.
in?
You said you tagged us.
I did. Do you see it, Victor?
I'm on
I do.
Tangy T page and don't see it.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, you do see it?
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, there you go. It's just coming on.
Oh, 15.
It's just
So
coming
I
on.
have two lit co-hosts tonight, huh?
Nah, I'm not lit. So,
Both of
Victor,
y'all.
what's your weekend? I don't want to jump ahead of you, bro.
I
Nothing.
worked. That was it. I went. So, um, shouts out to my homeboy, one of my good friends, Tank. We buried his brother, Rico Jeffrey, Sunday, and condolences to his family.
Mhm.
So we went to a repast, and by far I had the nastiest macaroni and cheese I ever tasted in my life. So that's why I made the post. Um, Caterers, you need to hire taste testers because just because you think something tastes good, don't necessarily mean everybody else. By far, that was the nastiest mess I ever tasted ever. So, um, yeah,
Oh,
I just want to put that
well,
out
I
there.
hope that wasn't Tank family that was cooking that.
No, 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 no,
'Cause
it
you will
wasn't.
not get invited to any more cookouts,
No,
family
this is so
reunions.
this was not him. But like I said, this was just it was bad.
Hmm, got it.
Alrighty.
Hmm.
Well, everybody can't make mac and cheese. Everybody can't make rice.
But the macaroni and cheese noises most women can make, and we appreciate them.
Mm,
Got it. Hmm.
yeah. Alrighty. Well, Fatima, how was your?
Well, mine was interesting and busy. Got chance to go down to Washington for the weekend for the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington, the 1963 March on Washington, which the official date was Monday, this Monday, but we were down there Saturday. Got a chance to meet a lot of people. Our congressmen, if you like them or don't, I'm just mentioning Jim Clyburn. There's a couple of people that are looking forward to work with them in South Carolina on some political issues down here. Just it just was a good day, good event, and to see people come out and not just to commemorate, but there's a lot of things that we have to still deal with that's coming from outside of our community, and also looking what comes from within our community, the things that we don't do or what we do to one another that's in a disrespectful or violent way. So it's a lot of work that needs to be done. We've come a long way since 1963, but it's a long way to go. So that was positive. I just also want to say Monday, the 28th, also marks the 68th anniversary of the torture and the death of Emmett Till, and we don't want to ever forget that because that, along with Rosa Parks, was kind of symbolic of kicking off the civil rights movement. So we just want to look back at that, and then I'll end with today would be would have been the 65th anniversary of the King of Pop, Michael Jackson.
Mm,
So never gonna forget that brother, one of the best ever that ever done music and entertainment. So just want to give lift Michael Jackson up and his family. I got a chance to know the father and a few members of the Jackson family.
yes. Thank you, Fatine. Thank you for that. That was
Mhm.
definitely good information right there. Hello, Marlene. Hey, Patricia. Everyone, thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. Everyone that's on, everyone that's watching behind the scenes. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate each and every one of you for showing love to Tangy Tea of Life every Tuesday. So, we're gonna be on hiatus next Tuesday. We're gonna take a little break. So, next Tuesday we will not be here. We will be enjoying Labor Day. We're gonna take a little vacation after that. So we'll be back the following Tuesday. But next Tuesday we will not have a show. All right. But you know what? I may come on here with some girls and do a show.
You know what? To be honest with you, that's exactly what probably should happen. To be honest with you, speaking of you coming on the show, I want to say
I
that,
thought you were gonna call the
um,
girls. Yeah, I just gotta get my bell. You gonna come with you gonna come with girls next week?
Wait, wait, hold up. Go ahead, Victor.
no, he can go ahead.
Nah, I just asked you, you gonna come with the girls next week, and that might not be bad. That's cool.
Hey, Miss Rosa. Go ahead, Victor, before you lose your train of thought.
No, go, no. He got it.
I said what I had to say.
No, over me, right?
Oh, I didn't hear you. Remember,
Yeah,
I
he
walked
didn't have
away.
his. Yeah, he didn't have his headphones.
I
That's why I
I
was
didn't.
like,
Yeah, I didn't. I walked away. I went to get my
So,
bell.
so, to be honest, you the you should put out something with the ladies to counterbalance what we did with the males, because I feel like y'all as a whole voices are not being heard. The
mhm,
guys, we did 4 shows, um, speaking about what our issues was, health and random things. But I feel like y'all need a platform and you know a
mhm,
little. Y'all need your voice being heard as well. You can sit here and they can come in the comments, but that ain't the same as somebody actually watching y'all for a set amount of time, listening and actually focusing on the problems that you go through as women. So
right.
Mm.
I challenge you, and I will, and I'm pretty sure Fatine will help you make that happen.
Yeah, I support what
Appreciate
Victor
that.
says. Yeah, I support what Victor says, and it falls in line to what the umbrella, which you talked about, Veronica, the Tangy Tea umbrella. And I don't think it should replace a Tuesday night show, but it should be a special show similar to what we've done, like on a Saturday or whatever day you choose to do it. So it doesn't take away from what we do. We are consistency, but it should be part of that umbrella that you talked about and we've talked about of building here. So I support that. And and right, Victor, it is necessary to have those voices because their voice, our sisters, our women need to be heard on numerous issues. They may not come right behind about the same thing we talked about. No, should they? They do talk about whatever they choose to, but I think it would be a good way. And then we may just put us all together and do a show down the line. So I support it,
Mhm.
Victor and Veronica.
So
Appreciate that.
so being as if we talking about male and female issues, I had an issue that I posed to the both of y'all that I don't think people do enough of. I want to pretty much propose to people having what I call nap dates. A nap date is basically we set a date and a time and we take a nap together. There's no sex involved. I mean, there's going to be, a little bit of maybe intimacy, but sex is off the table. And it's basically like you come over or I come over, we come in our bedtime clothes, everybody brush their teeth, they do what they want to do, and we just lay down and take a nap together, wake up, and you take your monkey ass home. So, um, I wanted to know either have anybody ever done anything like that, or will you be open to something like that? But to further go along with that question, could you do that with someone you have not had sex with yet? So there's like a bunch of different questions I threw out there. So first question is, could you do that, or have you done it? And could you do that with someone you have not had sex with?
Veronica, ladies first. Are you?
Yeah, throw it out on me.
I,
Um,
I'm ready.
could I do that? Yes, I can because I have I done that? No. Mm, no. Mm. Could I do that? Absolutely. I think my willpower or whatever you want to call it is strong enough, and yeah, I don't have to have sex with you. Definitely can cuddle and take a nap. Uh, do we have to set a time though? Can I like just come over and
It's a
so it's like
date.
an official
It's a
date?
it's a date. It's a nap date. It's an official nap date.
Hmm. Yeah, I could do it.
Even with somebody you haven't had sex with yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
15.
So since you threw this out, I wanted to see how you presented it tonight because I didn't want to have like a pre-answer. But I did have a discussion with my boy because I looked at what you were saying, Victor, and I understand there's no criticism here. But I have to look at how I moved and how I still move now. And it's hard to say it's called a nap day. I just think what you're saying, I may use different words. I have people that are in categories. There are people that I'm cool with that you can come over and chill. You can come over and chill. There's no intimacy there. I'm cool with that. I got that. But I didn't play that pretty much when I was a single guy growing up. 8 out of 10 women that came to my house, I had females that came over and crashed, slept in my bed or whatever, and they were cool. That was that role. But they also know if I got that call while they're chilling, and I get that call that homegirl want to come over, that's giving up the goods, you got to go. And see, one of the things is, and I was listening to Veronica and you don't have to always have sex. I got that, but it seems like sex is the taboo, and I'm a predator. And what I mean is that every woman I'm with, I'm not trying to have sex with, but I have women in categories. I'm not going to get around a woman like you just asked the question. And I answer that. Can I be around a woman that I didn't have sex with? If I'm attracted to that woman and I want to have sex with her or it's in my head, I don't think I'm gonna torture myself because she come on and put some poom poom shorts on and the cleavage is bouncing. And I'm not sitting there all night laying up there trying to take a nap and I'm sitting there like this. Not gonna do that. I'm not playing with myself. I'm not gonna play with nobody else like that. So I'm a grown man. So if that's what I do, I have a lane for that. And I have people for that lane. But just to be nap dating with people that I possibly are attracted to and get aroused by, I don't play that games and I'm not torturing myself. Never did and never will.
But I mean, even if you know what it is, you know it's a nap date. You know she's coming over there to take a nap
That,
with you.
and that's that lane I'm cool with because I know what it is. But so when you come by like that and
Even when
you
she have
call,
on the boom boom shorts.
I have been around women like that. That's I'm cool with. That's that lane. I'm fine with that. But I'm not playing games with somebody that I haven't had sex with and I'm interested and I'm curious with. Curiosity's there because I've had a roommate, a female roommate, and one day I did get aroused and I got up and took a walk because we wasn't on that level. But I'm giving it to you real because I don't come from this whole thing of I don't separate sex. I separate my relationship, what my relationship is with you. I don't play games like that because I'm attracted to women. And if there's a possibility, I want that option to be open. I don't play that. And if that option's not going to be open, let that woman say that and I agree to that. But don't play games with me and think you're going to come over here and walk around like that. And we haven't discussed that. No, not doing that. Sorry.
So I'm gonna say this: before I have sex with a woman, I like to schedule a nap date just to see if I can. I mean, in my opinion, if I can't be around you and enjoy you, if I always want to jump your bones every time I'm around you, then
Come
you
on,
ain't
Vic.
the one for me, huh?
Come on, come on. Yeah, I
And
get.
and I'm not. I swear to God, this is. I like I told y'all, I'm lit tonight, so I can't, fucking can't lie tonight.
Right.
But I'm not like if I can't lay in the bed with you and just enjoy what your mama and your daddy made
Yes.
and not jump you, like what happens when you sick, what happens when you can't, what happens, like I need to know if I can physically hold back myself, because there are some women out there that just do it and you just like, bro, I just fucking can't. But I want to know, to be honest with you, can I close my eyes around you and trust you enough while I'm asleep? Now, I can't have a nap date with everybody. Just can't, because there's some women out there I just don't trust like that. But for me to let my guard down and actually go to sleep around you shows me more trust than me having sex with you,
Hmm.
in my opinion. Because if we have a nap date at my crib, you can damn near go through anything you want, rob me halfway blind and leave, and I might not find out till 10, 15 days later exactly what you did. So, in my opinion, it's more trust than anything, because if we haven't had sex and you can actually go to sleep and do that little snoring shit that y'all love to do and claim y'all don't be snoring around me and trust me like that, then I know, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion, that you fucks with me like that.
Will you leave her
Like
in
you
the
let your
house?
guard down, huh?
Will you leave her there by herself?
In my house, no. I have. I mean, I think sometimes I'm a little bit too trusting, but let. I have not been burnt by doing that yet. But I also don't sleep around like that either.
Hmm.
So I mean, I'm just whatever.
I like it. And
You
we do have
know,
some comments. Go
yeah.
ahead,
Yeah,
continue.
I just, and I hear what Victor's saying, and again, this is your opinion, and nothing about being wrong about it. Um, when I met my wife that passed, when she went in the drawer, she found a box of 100 condoms. So when I was single, did my thing. I'm not gonna sit here and play like I didn't. And I never disrespected women. I never, but I did my thing. I moved like a single brother. Um, I hear what you're saying, Victor, and it's about trust. I just didn't bring anybody in my house, but people I got with, I knew what it was. Because if I wasn't ready for a relationship, I'm not moving in that direction. But I've had people that have been in my house. I went to sleep around me, this, that, and the other, and nothing happened. No, no, nothing. I don't need to gauge you to have you come in my house just to sleep or to sleep with me with no sex to say if you trustworthy. I just don't look at it like that. Some women stayed the night, some women did their thing and they went home. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe I come from a bigger city, so I don't know. But I just, again, it can be done if the two people agree with that. But I don't need that to see if somebody's trustworthy. It's through everything that we do is to find out if somebody's trustworthy, not just come into your house and falling asleep.
See, I don't think it's a regional thing, city thing, county thing, whatever kind of thing. I really think it's a people thing. Like,
Hmm,
to be honest with you, I understand everybody from New York is not like you, and
that's
everybody
correct.
from South Carolina is not like me. But this is something that, uh, to further go along with, a part of dating. Like I feel like I don't have to touch you every single time we together and still enjoy you. You know what
Disagree.
I'm saying? Like we can sit on the couch, we could watch a movie,
Mhm.
and you could put your head in my lap, and I don't have to get an erection every time your head is close to my penis. Like I don't like shit like that. Just don't
Yeah.
like. I want to be able. I want you to feel so comfortable around me that you don't feel like it's forced to do something.
But why
And
do? Okay, sorry.
go ahead. No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Why?
ahead.
So, but my question is, I listen to you and I agree with up there, but why is that option? See, that's the problem I have. Is the option you're taking off the table? I'm just saying, I'm with you, Victor. You don't have to get aroused every time. You don't have to be intimate, sexual all the time. I agree with that. But why do you have to take the option off the table if there's a possibility where there may be intimacy down the line? I don't believe in as adults. We lived our life as kids waiting to become adults. Why are we taking an option off the table? And the reason why I bring this up because I hear too many conversations about relationships and sex is like relationship and sex. It's like it's separated. It's together. Unless y'all are friends or you don't go down that road. I'm not taking that option off the table. Don't mean we have to do it all the time, but I'm not walking in with that option off the table unless that is the relationship that we have. That's all I'm saying.
So I don't ever want my woman to feel like if I kiss you, it I'm wanting something else. I want you to know if I kiss you, I'm kissing you because I want to kiss you, and that's it. If it leads to something else, then it leads to something else. But I don't want you to think that we can't have an intimate moment without it going no further than that intimate moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's my saying. I don't ever want nobody to feel like, okay, this is leading up to something else. Let me, if I walk past you and I do you a warm embrace and I grab you tight and I hold you and all this other shit, I don't want you to feel like, okay, this dude wants sex. Like if it don't happen, it don't happen. I like shit to happen organically. It doesn't have to be forced because once I feel like that I'm forcing you to do something that you don't want to do, then my it everything is out. Like everything's off the table. Like I don't even want to do it anymore. So I just like things that, in my opinion, just to kind of happen organically in a like I just said in a
Mm-hmm.
sense. But I feel like if we chilling and you put your hand on my thigh, I feel like you should be able to put your hand on my thigh and me not look at you and be like, well, you got your hand kind of close to, so and so. And sometimes that's a mood killer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if you put your hand on my thigh and we watching a movie, I'm cool. But if you put my hand on my thigh and you start rubbing something else, then you know what's about to happen after that. But I don't want you to say, well, I really want to hug him, but if I hug him, then it's gonna lead to something else. And I just don't. I
Can
I had to learn that, huh?
I want to jump in here real quick because I want Veronica to get to the comments. So I really understand what you're saying about the force, and I understand that. This is why some women, when I use the word women, because women can be aggressors too, but let's just say the guy's the aggressor, right? Energy, language can be energy. So you're right, Victor. If a woman puts her hand on your thigh, don't mean you got to jump her bones. I got that. But there's energy in this. Don't, I mean, if you say that things happen organically, that if that person puts their hand on their thigh, or if you look in this person's eyes, or you're watching the movie and there's a moment, there's the energy. I believe in writing the energy. I do agree with you, not forcing the sex or forcing intimacy, excuse me, forcing the intimacy. When I use the word intimacy, I'm talking about intercourse. I'm not talking about cuddling and that kind of stuff. That's cool. But it's energy. And I think you got to realize when you sometimes when you become intimate, the energy brings you to that part, and that's a buildup, bro. So that's why I'm saying I can't take that option off the table Because if that energy is right and the mood is right, even though we didn't plan that, the energy is right. And it's two people. It's not just you. It's two people. And what happens if you don't want to do that? It's a nap date, but this woman wants to do it. Then what? You feel weird that she comes on to you and kiss you on the neck and want to see, and you be like, nah, baby, I don't want to do this because I don't want to jump your bones. I mean, that's a mood killer to her. So that's what I'm saying. As adults, if that's the kind of thing you want to do, that should be decided between two people.
So I don't want to. I want Veronica to answer, but I just want to say this. So understand that we in a realm now, and I don't want to be too vulgar, Veronica,
Go
but
ahead.
women still have cycles, but they still want to feel loved. So we understand that some women don't like doing stuff like that on their cycle, but they still want to feel intimate and love. So that's why I incorporate that in the relationship. Just because Mother Nature is here doesn't mean that I can't kiss you, I can't hold you, I can't do all this other stuff and not take it that far. Because this is something you can't help. But you still a woman at the end of the day, and you still want to feel like, hey, just because I can't take it that far, why can't you hold me, love me, rub on me, and be cool with that? That's when I realized that I was like, when that happened, I was like, well, let's do something. And they was like, nah, you know, Mother Nature's here. And I was like, and I was educated on that when it came to women, like, hey, just because I'm this, Mother Nature's here, why can't you do all this other stuff with me? So it opened my mind to it, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? She really feel like this is the only reason why I'm here. So that's why that nap date, you know, the touching of the thigh and not being over sexual with her came into play. That's what I'm saying.
Well, the whole cycle thing, like, um, I would like for you to call me over, and still just because my cycle on, like, don't call, don't say, don't come over, or I won't say you can't come over to my place because my cycle on. But when you start the feeling biz, don't do all that for my cycle on.
Thank you. They don't want that. They don't
Don't
want that. Don't,
don't do
because
all
it frustrates them, Victor.
that.
It frustrates them
Some of
because
us,
see, I mean, it does. It's nothing
yeah,
wrong
some
hugging
of
somebody,
us.
but it frustrates them.
Because it's nasty for some of us to have intercourse when our cycle is on. Some females like that kind of thing. Some dudes get into it as well, and they'll go that route when a female cycle is on. I'm not that girl, but I'm just saying, don't be touching, feeling on me and all that stuff on my cycle on, because I'll be ready to. But as far as the nap date, I get what Victor is saying as far as getting to know a person, and I think that comes into play. Like, if you just meeting someone, like, you don't want that person to think that you are, and you did say, could you do it with someone that you never slept with before? You did say that, and I think that's when a nap date would come into play, I would think, because if you had intercourse with someone already and you just want to have a nap date, not saying that it can't be done, but when y'all touching and cuddling at night and all that stuff, that nap date is out the window. But could you do it with someone you've never slept with before? Absolutely. I would, yeah. Like, you're just trying to figure this person out at the moment. So yeah, I get that. So let's get to some
One more thing before you get to the comment. Roses is right up the street, and they got cheap towels. Do not think I won't lay a motherfucking towel down on this floor, and we all be rug burned up.
yeah,
I'm glad Victor said that. I thought my comment was a bit much, but
listen.
been there
You
like
don't think?
that.
I
Victor,
mean,
been
Like I
there, and
said,
boy, that is some warm. And
I
yeah,
may be, I may, I may be lit, but
Man,
I done ran a couple red lights in my day.
I done, damn right
So
I have, boy, and that's a different kind of.
Like I said, to each his own, and Nick is one of them.
There you
There you
go.
have it.
That's it. That's it. And
what
you
But
she
know,
said,
periods
I
periods,
only
really
stop.
can't see tonight.
periods
Periods,
only stop sentences.
and that's
That's
it.
it.
That's it. And
And
some women, you know, again, women here can speak for themselves because you right, Veronica. Different women do different things, but I know that when I did that, it created more it created more cramps for the woman after that because it's like air going in the vaginal area and it just created more cramps. Look, I'm an adult. I dealt with the female anatomy. So you know your body as men, you got to know a woman's body and what you're doing. So at the end of the day, it's up to the person on how and they want to do it. But I do agree with Veronica. It depends on the person. You start rubbing on a person on their they get some get frustrated because they you put them in the mood and they don't want to do anything, and that's not cool. So and then you start rubbing on and then they want to do something and you don't want to do that because you don't want to run a red light. So
hmm
I don't again, we're playing with people's emotions here. So
yep, that's the truth. Let's get into it because I did see what Miss Rosa and Mr. Sammy and there was someone else that said they don't play them games. They ain't getting ready to do no nap dates.
nope.
Uh, Patricia did say, and I agree with this: napping and cuddling is romantic, very romantic. Cuddle me, hold me, all that above. Um, Miss Rosa is with you. Mr. Sammy says, "Why have a nap date with someone you haven't had sex with?" Um, let me see. Rodney says, I've had that spontaneous in my past, but I couldn't see that to be a planned event. Yeah, yeah. Uh, uh, Katasha says Victor got his grown man on. Go boy. Mike Mills said married men have nap. You know what, Mike?
That's true.
Mike
Neek
Mills, leave it to
Neek doing
him.
too much tonight. Neek doing way too much tonight.
Who?
Neek is doing way too much tonight.
Oh gosh. Bree says done it, could do it again, and already had a situationship like that.
Mm.
Bree, I like
So
your new profile pic. She look cute.
hey Bree, could you put Neek's comment up there? I want to talk about that for a
Which
minute.
one?
The one
Vic, you
about
see it, Vic?
orgasms.
Yeah, right here.
So Neek,
Orgasm helps cramps. That's science.
so it's interesting that she said this. I did a show on this with a young lady who did belly dancing and wind up doing Michael Baisden. If you're familiar, remember Michael Baisden syndicated show. And one thing about women having cramps, there's other remedies besides taking a leave or whatever what you take. I don't know if pampering is still out there, whatever. But Neek is right with for some women that through not only just the orgasm, but the movement of the pelvic area help relieve some of that pain dealing with cramps. Not all women, but some women. So what Neek is saying is something that is true. And I think that, and the reason why I'm raising this, because as a woman, bringing that up, we as men should be able to, we can't empathize because we're not women, we don't have those kind of pains and feelings like that, but we should understand what women are going through
Ugh,
and understand that. So to me, I just think that, I'm glad that she brought that up because
I
some
just feel
women
like
it does help.
that's just disgusting. It's especially if you like on a flow, like that's disgusting.
Oh, well, nobody's promoting it, I'm just saying what she said can help some women.
But let's move
So
on from that topic. Um, Jesus.
oh the other thing.
Let me see. Well, Vic, you gonna help me out? I know you kind of intoxicated.
Man, listen. All these words over here in this
See,
right
I
corner
can't.
is
I don't
running
have
together.
privileges.
Mr. Sammy says, I'm from South Carolina. Nap date? No.
Right. Me and Mr. Sammy's kind of on the
Marvin
same path.
says, my love language is touch, so I want to touch and I want to be touched. Exactly, Marvin.
So let me address Marvin. So I'm gonna talk a little bit until it pop up, so I see it. Well, I can't see it now. So when it pops up down here, then I can address it. But he says, "I'll be glad when Vic and his new boo
Break
break
up.
up. I need the old Vic back." So Mahal, er-
You have a
everybody
new,
know, everybody know.
you have a
If
new
I
boo
get to no, everybody know when I get to drinking. If you know me, you know how I act when I get to drinking.
and a new
So
boo.
Mhm.
I don't have a new boo. But when I get to drinking, I get a little bit more.
You're fine tonight, Victor. You're
Yeah,
fine.
You get a little bit
You're
more. You
fine.
get you. I can't put on a facade. This is who I am. So I can't. You know,
And
Marv
Vic,
know he being funny, but it is
I
what it
love
is.
it.
yeah, I know. I think that the point that you raised the other day, but honestly, this is taking on a life that I didn't know which way it was going to go. But it's a good conversation, my brother. It's good. You're fine.
Yeah.
That's my homeboy, man. I love him to death, man. I love him to death.
So Rodney says that's why it's best to let the woman be the aggressor and keep your opinion, your options open. Don't
Facts.
automatically throw the candy off the table.
So what Rodney is saying is, yeah, I agree with that. Like in my life, the woman's gonna always make the first, second, and third move. You know, I'm gonna put the interest out there that I'm interested in you, but I'm always gonna make. I always want you to feel comfortable enough to be yourself. And if I'm not making you comfortable around me, then I feel like I'm not doing my job because once I feel like I can take over, then that's exactly what's going to happen. But I think some guys are too aggressive when it comes to women in the early stages of the relationship
Mhm.
because you don't control shit until after the second time y'all have sex, in my opinion. Because the first time y'all have sex, that's a test. In just my opinion.
Mhm.
If she gives you the opportunity the second time, after that, then bro, you got the keys to the Cadillac. But until that, and it's just my opinion, but until that happens, bro, you don't run shit.
So I agree with Victor saying that some men, some guys are over aggressive. I agree, and that seems to be pushing. And I agree with you on that, Victor. But I come from the school of thought that it's good to be around to have an aggressive woman, but I've been around women that are a little bit more passive, a little bit more reserved, and those women are waiting. I mean, Neek put out there, not to say Neek is passive or anything, but she put it out there, you know, I want a man to be aggressive. And that is the quote unquote stereotype out here. Not that it works for everybody, but us men being aggressive, not being disrespectful, not being overly aggressive. But I come from an era you put on that mood music and you set the atmosphere, you got to have conversation. It's everything that sets the mood that will possibly lead to intimacy. And that's where I come from. It got to be your conversation, it got to be the music, it got to be what it's a whole thing there. And if to me, if some men don't have the playbook, that's why men honestly pull women from other men because other men don't know when I use the word playbook, not playing games, but just don't even understand how to relate to women.
Mhm.
Love and relating is part of the whole piece, man. And when you can capture a woman's mind and then get her mind, and that sometimes leads to getting her body, and not in a disrespectful way or advantage way, but a mutual way. And I just come from that era. It's not just physical; it's mental.
Mhm.
It's mental. It's how you talk to them, how you treat them, how you touch them, how what the
Exactly.
food. It's every damn thing, man.
Everything.
Every
Yep.
damn thing. You got to capture the imagination of a woman, and some men just don't know how to do that, and some women don't even see that today in a lot of men.
Right. That's
Thank you, Veronica.
exactly, Fatima. It's not about sex. It's other things that we love as well. It's the little things that just y'all just don't know what that can
Thank
do
you.
to us.
That's right. Make you melt in your hand.
Right. Exactly. So I don't know if y'all want to move on or y'all want to, stay on this topic, but we do have an email letter.
Let's
Uh,
move on because I'm sobering up now. So let's go.
I want to say something. I want to throw somebody's name out here. I'm sorry. I'm not throwing them under the bus. But there's one thing about one of the persons that I seen come on here, Sister Michelle Grant. And the one thing I love about her, and just met her on social media, one thing I can say from my perspective, from just meeting her online, she's a real woman. And what I'm saying is she talks it and she seems to walk it. I don't know her personally, but when she puts us talking
is
about
she
her
on here?
setting, like on Friday night, listening to the music, or I'm having the wine, or I'm doing this. To me, when you see, for us men that see a woman that is quote unquote presenting themselves as a real woman, you can't half-ass and step to a woman like that. Michelle, I don't know you. You know, I respect you. I don't know you more than how we communicate. And I totally respect you and I like it. I love what I see. But I'm saying at the end of the day, a real woman, a real man knows a real woman and vice versa. And a half-assed man, he may try to step to a real woman, but you can't really get that real woman and vice versa. So I'm just telling you, man, step up your game, fellas.
So
Hmm.
I didn't see Michelle comment on shit tonight.
No, so I saw her come on. I know I seen her come on and say Michelle Grant watching. I didn't say she commented on anything. I'm commenting on what I see on social media, certain things she put out there. And I'm just saying what I see. I don't have a problem from that perspective of saying
Mm.
what energy that I see and get from her. I have total not much, just her conversation and when we've conversated. I feel that's a real woman in my presence. That's what I feel. I could be totally wrong. You look in your eyes. I'm not throwing no game. I'm telling
Oh,
you what I see and feel. And at the end of the day, I respect that and I honor that. When I see that, I love it. There's a lot of women that I communicate or see and hear that present that self. I'm just using her as that example. There's other
Who
women that I
else?
have to. I'm not going. I don't need to go there.
Oh, so nobody else. Okay.
I didn't
Well,
say there was nobody else.
who else, Fatine?
Patricia's cool, but I don't see a lot of her things. Lisa's really cool on how she presents herself, and I think she's married or
Who
whatever.
else,
It's just
Fatine?
I see women out there that present themselves as real women, and if they're not in a relationship,
Who else, Fatine?
Veronica,
Right in your face, honey. Thank you,
so
Jason. I'm waiting for him to.
so I'm gonna say this.
oh come on, mom, you stupid.
Thank you,
When
Jason.
I feel like when I want to let the world know who I like, I'm gonna do it on the Tangy T,
Come on
and I
with it.
because I'm gonna be the second person to do it.
Oh,
Oh God, here we go. Stupid.
yeah.
I'm gonna be the second person to do it. I won't be first, but I'm gonna be the second person to do it.
Whoa. Yeah, because he did that tonight.
I don't need to shoot on a Tanya T. I go direct. If I need to, I go direct. So
Come
ain't no
on,
problem.
Fatine. Come
I just
on.
go direct, baby.
Ain't nothing scary about you.
Nope, you know that. I go direct.
Mm. All right. Well, that being said, let's get into this email letter. It's 9 o'clock, and maybe we can help this young lady out if y'all are ready. If not, if y'all got something else on your hearts and mind and you need for it to be cleared, come on, let's talk about it. For teens, don't be putting me as no afterthought to this.
Good one, Patricia. Good one. I got you, Patricia. I got you. I got you.
Ah.
Good one, girl.
All right. Well, this letter is a lengthy letter, so get ready for this one. It is going to change the conversation. So
It's gonna kill Victor's high, huh?
I'm fine. I'm coming down right now anyway, but we cool.
You
maybe,
say
maybe,
you was fine on
maybe.
this. Both of y'all were great on this.
All right. So let's get into it, shall we? All right. So I read this one pretty quick. today, so it may be some stuff that I missed myself. But of course, sometimes I be surprised when I read these letters out loud. So here we go. First, let me start off saying that I love this podcast, and the fact that you all talk about anything and have different views make it even more special to watch. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. I have a situation, and it may not seem that serious to some, but it's really bothering me. The fact that my husband moved my mother in law in the house is not the issue, but he moved her in without talking to me first is where I have the problem. We finally became an empty nester, and now he does this to me. Our twin girls finally graduated from college and moved out on their own. I was excited to finally have some peace and alone time with my husband. I was ready to do all the things I've been dreaming about over the years, waiting for this day to come around. Wait, I was excited to finally have some peace and alone time with my husband. I was ready to do all the things I've been dreaming about over the years, waiting for this day to walk around in my underwear, cooking butt naked, just living our lives together without any children to yell at. I love my mother in law, but she has got to go. No, she doesn't have any health issues or anything. My husband thought it would be best for her to not live alone at the age of 76. He said we have a huge house with extra space, and now that the twins are gone, he doesn't see what the big deal is. I came home one day from work, and my entire kitchen setup was rearranged. She cleaned out the refrigerator, she rearranged things in my cabinets, and threw away pots and pans that she thought were no good. I didn't say anything to her, but I did say something to my husband. Another time I came home from work, she had cleaned out our closets. She said I had too many shoes laying around, and she had bagged them up to take to a local thrift store. This time I had to say something to her. She told my husband that I hurt her feelings, and she doesn't want to live with us any longer. My husband then turned around and got an attitude with me, saying I don't have the right to say anything to his mother, and if I have a problem with her, to bring it to him. We then got in this huge argument, and he said fighting words. If anyone going to if anyone's going to get out, it will be you. I had to calm down before I said something I would regret. I knew that I married a mama's boy, and I knew how he would put everything before her, but he never acted this way towards me until she moved in this house. Our marriage is so strange now. It seemed like communication has gone out the window. We have not had sex in over 2 months. He barely comes to bed at night. When he does, it is like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I really don't know if it is his mother living with us or if there is something else going on outside the home. I'm about ready to throw in the towel. I actually wrote this letter to see if maybe any of your viewers went through anything like this, and maybe they can share how they handled the situation. We've had ups and downs before in our marriage, but never on this level. Any advice is appreciated. Sincerely, the good daughter in law. And there you have it, folks. That is the email letter for tonight. Um, there was a lot of stuff in this letter that may throw some red flags out there. Um, okay, everybody already know that I'm always talking about communication is key when it comes to relationships, marriages, whatever. Communication is key, and I feel like even though that is your mother, I get that, but have respect for me, have respect for the home, and at least talk to me about this decision that you want your mother to live in with us. At least see how I feel about it. Um, I doubt if I would say no, but I'm just saying, like, have that respect for me and ask me how I feel about it before you just move all her stuff in. When it comes to the mother-in-law coming in and moving all this stuff out the cabinets, throwing away pots and pans and bagging her shoes up. Now, mother-in-law, you was wrong for that. When my mom do pop up, well, they don't pop up. My parents never pop up. But when they do come over, my mom tends to have this little thing where she, wants to clean up and stuff and, do the motherly duty. Okay, I get it. But one time, for example, my mom wanted to change my curtains. And I'm like, no, mom, I like the curtains that I have up. Well, I don't think you should keep those curtains up because I like these curtains. But mom, this is my house. Don't change my curtains without me wanting to change my. And she left it alone. Mother-in-law was wrong for coming in and doing all that extra stuff. Now she's in her feelings because the daughter-in-law actually said something to her. Um, there's boundaries, there's respect there. And if you don't have respect for one another, if you don't have respect for my house, our house, like, can we talk about something? We talk. All I'm saying is he should have talked with his wife first before he made that decision. Victor, and
You
I know.
know,
Go ahead.
um, bro, ma'am, that's me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this: in order for a woman to be with me, you got to understand that my mama might throw your shit in the trash. I mean, it's just gonna happen. My mama gonna pop up unexpectedly. It ain't gonna be nothing crazy, but she ain't. I mean, I wouldn't move my mama in, but you know, pretty much every decoration in this house, she has some hand in. Like, I don't buy curtains. I've never bought curtains. All the decorative shit, mostly in this house, my mama bought.
Hmm.
I'm her only child. She's gonna have her fun, and I'm not gonna take that away from her. Um, but it can be challenging because I've been hers for 42 years, and in a sense, I ain't gonna say she won't share, but I get it. Not to say it's right or wrong. That's still my mama, and I love my mama, and I'll do anything for my mama. And me and my mama have a really, really, really unique relationship, but I'm not gonna check her on what she thinks is right for me, because every now and then a parent can see things that as a child we might not see. My mama been on this earth 78 years. Now, what she's doing and how she's describing it, that is way too much. And my mama does do shit that is way out of bounds. But who am I to say that my however you want to live your life, it is what it is. If you want to come over here and decorate, let my mama have her fun and let her do her thing. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Hmm. So let me just put this disclaimer out there, y'all, because what Victor said, I'm following him. So I'm not commenting on what Victor said. I'm commenting on what's in my head. Some of it may sound like I'm disagreeing with him. It's not with personal point of view. It's just my opinion. So there's a lot of red flags in here, but I'm going to put something on the table that I'm going to come back to, something Veronica says all the time. How, when you do things to people, look in the mirror and wonder how you would feel if somebody did it to you. Let's put that on the table. I'll get back to that in a minute. First of all, when a woman's house is her castle, you understand what I'm saying? If she is the wife, she's not the girlfriend, she is the wife. That is her house. I did some reading today, and I'm not coming off emotion, but I did some reading about how you have to, what Veronica said, you have to respect your spouse. You have to respect the adults in the house. You just moving your moms in, that's your mother, and it's no disrespect, that's your mom, but you have a wife. And sometimes we go to the Bible, you cleave onto your wife. You leave your mom's home, your parents' home, you cleave onto your wife. She becomes your number one queen. You understand? If you want to move your moms in, and like the lady said in the letter, not that it possibly wouldn't have happened. It's not that. It's about respect. And if you can't respect her, you're opening up other doors here. That's number one. Number two, when he made the statement about if there was anyone leaving, it would be you. That's the big red flag right there, sis.
Hmm.
That's the big red flag. So we understand what a mother means to a person. I got that. I can assume something else could be going on. I don't know. I do know, like Victor has said, I'm pulling Victor in on this part, how he deals with his moms. He puts that out there. So any woman that deals with him should know firsthand so and so how that rolls. I'll leave that part. Um, you're not coming in my house, and I don't expect my wife to walk in the house and my mother. First of all, my mother wouldn't do that. My mother has enough respect for me and my wife not to come in, not her house. She was moved in this house. I don't give a damn. I'm her son. This is my house. She has no right of going in my wife's kitchen and throwing out anything without having respect for her. But you know what's happening? Because the son don't have respect for his wife, the moms don't have respect for the wife. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a lot of red flags here, sister. And now the last thing, because I'm not going to be long winded. I wonder if this mother would allow her husband to bring his wife, his mother in the house and then take over her house. You got to look at how you treat people. I don't give a damn if you're a mother or whatever. You respect. My kids are up in a place right now that I still help with. I will not go in there and rearrange anything in that place. That's their home now. I'm their dad, but I wouldn't do that. You understand what I'm saying? Respect. When you become a grown person, I don't care if it's your mom's or whatever, you respect that household. That's what it is about. Respect. If you can't get respect in your household, then you have no household, sis.
So, in my opinion, my mother will accept and respect you with distance. So, apparently, she has not accepted this woman or respect this woman to be with her child. So, you got to understand, like, I was in a serious relationship, 3, 4 years ago. And at first, my mama would pop up all the time. And then it kind of tapered off because my mom was like, you got somebody good and you got somebody that's for you. Even though we didn't work out in the end, but my mother stayed away because she felt like my best interest was being looked at. Mamas and they sons is going to be a little different. Just like me and my daughters. Like, I haven't, I don't think at this moment in my life I could just hand my daughter over to a man and be like, okay, you gotta, and me not hover like a fucking vulture. But I know I'm 42. If I was to be in a relationship, my mother is going to ask every question in the book to this woman and gonna want to know who is around her son because she got my best interest at heart. Now, if I had a sister, it might not be the same with her, but I know it's gonna be like that with me.
I
Hmm.
mean, I hear you. I just think that, when my first marriage, I was 24, 24, not 42, not 52, 24. And when my wife came over, my mom's came over to my house to deal with something. She didn't cross those bounds because I had a little situation, and my mom's came over to help me with something. But she didn't cross those bounds because she still gave my wife that respect of that's her house. My mother would not allow, even I'm looking back at my father's mother, who was my grandmother. My mother had nothing but respect for that woman. And when my mother went in her house, she gave that respect. But my grandmother from the old school still gave my mother and her other sons' wives respect. So you coming in and rearranging? I'm right with Veronica. Oh, Ma, what are you doing? Did I say I want to change my curtains? Did I ask you for advice? We're not changing my curtain because that's not what I want to do. Your mom's can't. Your mom's had. She got her place. She do what she wanted in her place. You're not coming in my place and just moving stuff. And I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna be disrespectful. but I don't have to do that because my mother. Why would I? Why would a mother want to do that, knowing that you have a family that you done raise your kids and they out of the house? Why would another adult think that they can come in another adult's house and take over their house unless the son has given her carte blanche and something else was said? And like Victor said, this mother don't respect her, just like the husband don't respect her. Ma'am, you taking a nice way about it. I'm not telling you to get your blood pressure up, but a lot of women wouldn't tolerate that. I'm not saying be disrespectful, but there's ways of dealing with this, and you need to look at that.
Like Jason said, y'all giving the mama a hard time. Sounds like she's exaggerating the mother-in-law's actions because she doesn't really want her there. I bet that lady nice as fuck, and I believe that too, Jason.
Listen, and she probably is nice, but the thing is, it's all about respect, though.
That's right.
Respect the house. That's all we're
Be-
saying. Respect. You can be nice. You can be the nicest mother-in-law ever, but
Mhm.
that's just like whenever my son get married, and whatever, and I'm going to respect that wife. Like I'm not going to go in their house and start rearranging their furniture and all that stuff. I'm
Mhm.
going
Ri-
to
I'm writing this shit down today. You said what? Say that again so I can write it down.
I'm
You
not
not what?
going to go in their house and disrespect their house by going in there and rearranging furniture, throwing away pots and pans and throwing
Right.
away shoes. You don't know if those was my good pair of shoes just because I had them laid all over the floor. You don't know if I wanted that pot that
Mhm.
was all rusted, and that could be the best cooking pot ever. But you took it upon yourself and to go in my kitchen and to throw away pots and pans. Like,
Mhm.
yes,
Yeah.
you're
I'm gonna
right.
show.
And
I'm
yeah,
gonna
and
show
I
Chad this. I'm
yeah.
showing Chad
Yeah,
this.
and I
Watch.
think yeah, and I think that with
Watch.
Veronica, I'm just going to add to what you say, Veronica. I done said this before, and again, I'm not coming at Victor. I'm just stating what I'm with this letter. It comes a time. Somebody said that this guy, this husband, is a mama's boy. Oh, so the woman said it. She said it. She's a mama's boy, and I've said this a long time ago. Mothers got to let go of their damn
Exactly.
children when they become men and women. Stop this bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to curse. Stop the bullshit because I don't believe in that.
Mm.
Your mom, my mom's didn't. I'm her son, but she didn't treat me like I was 12 when I became 24, 25. She's my mother, and if she said something, I'm gonna respect her. But she didn't cross those boundaries. She said what needed to be said. She wasn't gonna bite her tongue, but
Right.
she didn't act. She didn't treat me like a child. This son, mother probably treats him like the woman said, a mama's boy. And if she don't respect the son and get away with whatever she chooses to get away with, then she's not going to respect the wife because she's just an extension to him. So he's the problem, and we already know that. I'm not going to sit here and blame the mom. I blame the moms for crossing those boundaries because she's a woman. She should know better than that. But the
Mm.
son is the problem because he allowed that to happen. But the bottom line, you know why he allowed it? Because he ain't got no balls. That's why.
So let me jump in here for a second. You said that the mother is treating him
I said she treated him like a mama's boy. Yes,
like a child. You
like a
said
child, like a child. All right?
and that's exactly what he is. That's her child. It child does not have an
He's a
age on
grown
it.
man. He's a
Listen,
grown
wait a minute.
man,
You said like a child.
like a
My
child,
mo-
not no son as a kid.
let I,
Go ahead.
we didn't interrupt you. So my mother, no matter how old I am, is going to always treat me like her child. That's going to always happen. I tried to buck it when I was younger, but I understand now that at the end of the day, I'm still her child, and she's going to always treat me like a subordinate because that's exactly what I am. Don't matter that I'm a man, I'm stronger than her, and she's 78, and I'm sorry, she's 75 and I'm 42. I'm still her damn child. She's going to always put me in my damn place as a child. So when my mother comes to my house, there's certain things that she expect that she instilled in her child. So if she comes to my house and I'm not doing the things that she instilled in me, she's going to correct me right then and there. So clothes on the floor. My mama didn't raise me like that. But if my mama come over here and my clothes on the floor, she don't give a damn who in here. She gonna chastise me and tell me, Vic, get them fucking clothes off the floor. Get them boots up. I didn't raise you like this. And I'm going to keep checking on you to make sure that you doing exactly what I taught you. And that's exactly why I love her for what that she does. So when it comes to boundaries, there are no boundaries when it comes to my mother. Just like there are no boundaries when it comes to my woman. So you thinking that I'm going to be with a woman who I say I love and I respect you and all this, and we get married, and there ain't supposed to be no boundaries. But the woman that gave me life, I gotta set a wall up and say, "Mama, don't cross this line." That's bullshit, in my
Well,
opinion.
let me respond to that. So, first of all, what you just said about the child and the situation, yeah, I'm my mother's child, but my mother understand that it don't take 25, 42 years to raise me. That means that she put in her work. If I got it or didn't get it, that's my damn fault. Number two, I agree with this. If your mother came in your house and say, Vic, why you got clothes on the floor and check you is one thing. I bet you she ain't gonna go in there and clean up after your ass. She will check you. I got that part. I respect that part because a mother will tell their son or daughter, hey, you could do better with this. That's love and that is discipline or whatever you want to call it. But when she should not be coming in your house and rearranging stuff if you are married. That's not a place for her. And again, you get Victor again. That's why I said I didn't want to get personal. I know how you move, so I can't sit there. I'm not you. My mother wouldn't do that. My mother's not, and my mother's from the South, and she's from the old school. But my mother took care of her family at 14, so she know what an adult is. I'm damn 22. Why 42? My mom's can give her opinion, but she ain't coming in here and running rules. There are boundaries. Yes, you do set boundaries for your moms, your father, your children, your wife, and there's certain things you don't allow. When do you run your house?
So I, I don't want you to sense it, bro. Just be open. Like, don't hold back, man. Like, if it gets personal, it gets personal. But
No,
let it,
that's who you
let,
are. You are. I know. I got
yeah, yeah,
faith
let
in
it
you.
go, let it
Yeah.
go. So I'm gonna say this: I'll never be grown to somebody that's older than me. I'll never be grown as far as my mother is still alive. You get what I'm saying? And I'll never be fully raised until I'm the oldest person on earth. I can always be taught by somebody else older than me or younger than me. So that whole term of you raised me and I'm done, my mother's still teaching me things to this day. You know what I'm saying? Little shit. If that was the case, I wouldn't call my mother. I call my mama every day I get off of work. Every day, as soon as I clock out, she the first person I call. But that has nothing to do with no bells or no shit like that. Is because
Some people don't talk to
that's
their parents for months, man. So I guess we
and
got
Right.
and,
that.
and but this
You
is a
perfect.
woman. But this is a woman who I respect, but I'll never want to date a woman that's fucking like her. Ever. I love my mama to death. But if I ever met a woman that showed any halfway characteristics that she has, I'd fucking leave. And that's the truth. I don't want to date nobody like my mama. Hell no. I wouldn't do it.
Why
I
is
love my mama to death,
Mhm.
but I wouldn't date no. I couldn't deal with it.
And I understand that, Victor, and I got it, and I would say the same thing. I told my mother that I'm not. I said I would never marry a woman like you because my mom's she was a strong but rough woman at the end of the day. And some of the stuff that she put my father through, I was like, I'm not going through that. I agree with
mm,
that. I'm not going through that. I'm not going. My mother changed because, like I said, I got 24 and my father passed. And then she realized what she missed and what my father put in there at the end of the day. But yeah, we still learn from our parents as adults, them being adults. It's not that we don't learn from them. What I said is that when they raised us under their roof, right and wrong. That's why we leave out of their house because they have rules and boundaries as a child. If your mother said, you're not going to bring a woman in here and have sex with her, and she says that, and you 24 and grown, you're still going to respect her. That's boundaries. You respect your mom's or father's or both house. So at the end of the day, there's boundaries, my brother. No matter if you're an adult, you can have sex with anybody, but you're still going to respect your mother's boundaries. So when I get my place, I set my own boundaries and people have to respect that, even including my parents.
So I'm gonna say this. So Goddess Toshiba, I want to elbow you in the top of your head. But what she's saying, I get it. I get it. If her dad came in and started fixing things he didn't fix, or take the trash out he left running over, it would be a problem. And she's right. She right. You right. I would have a problem
But
with that.
I speak for myself. My dad ain't getting to come over to my house and my husband is in here and start fixing things. That's not going to
But
happen. What we're saying is this woman, this man allowed his mom to come in without having this conversation with her. That's disrespectful. That is your wife. Not why not have that conversation with her to see how you feel about him moving his mom. I get it. That's your mom. That's the first person that loved you. I get that. But have respect for me in our home and see how I feel about you moving your mom in. It's all about respect. It's
so
respect.
you Veronica, I don't disagree with you. So let me say let me say this. So Goddess Toshiba, I get what you're saying. So as the man of the house, understand that I'm sitting back and I'm the man. I'm this and I'm that, and I'm running my house. But when my mama come in the house, she trumps me regardless. She gonna trump me, even though I know my daddy, if he was alive, would not overstep his boundaries when it came to me in my house. My daddy just ain't. He would never. He didn't do that when he do that. But my mama is gonna make sure my son is straight. Now I've seen when I dated my kids, my first set of kids' mother, Glenn would come over and do little things like that, and I would have an issue with it. But then Glenn came to me and was like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna show you how to do some of the things that you don't know how to do." So it was a mutual respect amongst men.
Exactly. He came to you.
You right, but women, y'all, my mama ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna just say that my mama ain't gonna do that.
So what happens if you okay? So Victor? Let me ask you a question. What happens if when you walk your moms to the car and you take her home and say, "Hey, ma, Gloria, I just made up a name. Gloria, you make her feel less than the wife and the woman in the household. If you want to say something, you can say it to me, but don't come in here and belittle her or make her feel less than a woman in her house." What would your mother do? Would she still be disrespectful to you and your word and your wife after you speak to her in a nice way and just say, "Listen, you're belittling her," and mama, how would you feel if another woman did that to you? You wouldn't tolerate that, ma. Look at your personality. You wouldn't tolerate that. So why would you do that to somebody else?
So you ask me, will my mother do that?
I would ask you,
Still
how
come
would
over
your
and
mother
disrespect?
respond to you by saying that?
But you said, would my mother still do that after I had that conversation with her?
I didn't ask you what she would do. I said, how would she respond to you if you point that out to her that she is belittling your wife, the woman that's her house? How would your mother respond to that? To you?
She's still coming.
I didn't say she's. Would she give that woman respect? Would she respect your word and respect your wife's house?
She's still, bruh. She's still coming. It's
I didn't say she's
she's
still coming over. Is she going to respect that
no,
when she walk? No.
no. She's
Your relationship is pretty much over, because if your wife said, "I'm not going to be disrespected," you going with your mom's over your wife then.
so you got to understand something. I'm a package deal. I mean, I really am. You have to accept my mother, my 75-year-old, my 17-year-old, my 15-year-old, my 12-year-old, and my 3-month old. If you want to be with me, there's 4 people that you just got to accept that to come in my life. That's
And
just
you
it.
got to accept, and no disrespect when I say this.
Go ahead, say
No,
it,
no,
say it.
and your wife got to accept those 4 people and their bullshit as
Yes,
adults. You, Victor, I
yes.
hate to say it, that's crazy. And
So So
Your mother have any woman like that, bro?
but you got to understand. I wrote this down, man, bruh. I just said once my mama accept you, and once my mother accept and respect you, she's going to show you that with distance. She's going to give you she's going to give us the distance. My mother's not going to be over here every day. She's not going to be over here every week. But once my mother senses that some shit ain't right, oh, she popping up. She coming up. Bro, like I would do the same thing with my kids. Once I feel like some shit ain't right, I'm gonna start snooping around. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sitting here calling my mom, I'm telling my mama, "Mom, she ain't cooking. Mom, she ain't doing this, and Mom, she ain't doing that." She coming.
But you
But
invite
see,
her in because you're telling her what's going on in your house.
exactly. So if we got me and my mother got this really open relationship with each other. So if I'm sitting here telling my mama all the bad shit that's going on, mom, she don't cook, mom, she don't clean, she don't do this, my mama coming. My mama coming. And she coming over here to do everything that I say that she ain't doing. So that way, so that's why I know I can't tell my mama every damn thing. Just because it's on my mind, I know I can't tell my mama that. Because she coming.
Nick says men forget what the Bible says when the mama comes around, leave the
And
nest.
I said that earlier, Nick. I said that the Bible says, for those that want to quote the Bible, it says that when you leave, then like you just said, the nest, you cleave onto your wife. Your wife becomes your number one. It doesn't mean you disrespect your mom and you throw your moms away, but a mother understands that and knows that now you're walking in the similar footsteps as they had walked as parents. Don't mean that your parents or mother don't have concern and love for you and won't give you direction, but they don't be disrespectful to your household to give you direction. That's the problem I have.
So when we, so I even though I'm guilty of this, when we start quoting the Bible, make sure we quoting the Bible and we living by it 24/7. Don't quote the Bible when it's convenient. Let's quote it when it's inconvenient as well. Let's follow it 24/7, just not at 9:37. So let's remember that now.
Marcus says you have to let mama go to have a serious relationship with your queen. Point blank. Period.
I mean, and like I said, everybody's relationship is different. Um, it was me and my mother by ourselves for I don't know. I'm 42, so my father left when I was like in the fourth grade. So it's always been us. So it's always just been me and her. So nobody in this comment section maybe can speak on that unless you're an only child and you've been with your mother for 30 fucking plus years. Then you can't speak on that. Most of y'all have brothers and sisters, and you know my mother doesn't have any family in South Carolina, none. So it's always just been us. So we have a unique relationship. And it might not be what some people can sit here and say that, oh, well, I've been through the same thing. Until you have, then you can speak on that. But everybody's entitled to their opinion, though.
Miss Rosa says my son and I are very close, but I respect my daughter-in-law.
That's dope. That's
Yes.
dope.
Bree, moving her in ain't the problem, but her, the mother, acting as if this is her house and we live with her is the issue. The man already told her what's up. She need to leave.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I never want to live with my mama again. Like, never. Me and my mama can't be in the same place no more than 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, but we love each other to death. But me and my mama 10 minutes in the same place, that just ain't gonna happen.
And let me just say this real quick. Go ahead, read that. I'll say. I remember. Go ahead.
Letitia says women know what will tick another woman off. If the mom did all that, it maybe was intentional. Could be a setup. Could be.
Could be. Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah. What I was going to say real quick to Victor, on this, and we're all serious tonight, but I just have to say this here, that even though I agree with some of the things, I'm so glad that, and both of you, Veronica, 'cause I said it last week to you about when I met your mother, Victor, I respect for the reverence and the respect and the love that you have for your mother, brother. And I get it. My mother's gone. So I understand that it's you and your mom's has a unique relationship. I don't agree with everything how you move with your moms, but that's you. That's not me. And we are entitled how we move with our own mother. But I do
Mhm.
give you respect because you speak to your mother. That's why I gave you a bell, because I know what, if I could just get one more phone call with my mother or just give my mother one more hug. So when that well runs dry, I understand it because my well is run dry. So I respect that part of it. I just would move differently, and me and my mother relationship, she just gave me that respect. When I became a man, it came out her mouth. I raised you. You are now a man. You have to live your life. Didn't mean that she didn't tell me right or wrong. My mother sat down with me at 24 about sex, about condoms and everything, because she knew I was single, and she said what she had to say. Like you said, she came to me. I said, "Ma, didn't we? Boy, I look, I just got divorced. So, she said, sit your butt down." And I didn't give her no lip. And she didn't talk to me like a child. She just gave me instruction that you gotta protect yourself. You're a grown man, and don't get caught out here. I didn't buck that. I did, and I agree with her as coming to me as her son. But she wasn't disrespectful, and she didn't cross no other boundaries there. She just came to me and gave that advice because that was on her chest. And I respected her for that and thanked her for that.
So, what he's about to say, Veronica?
Well, no, I was going to pull a comment. Go ahead, Victor.
So Tim says that's my Dukes. I still call her when I'm sick. I don't care how old she get. I want my mama. Then Yoshi said, so if the shoe was on the other foot, Vic, and her mama came in and did the same, would you accept it? So I was in a relationship where with my first kid's mother, her mama were tighter than me and my mama, and her mama stayed at the crib, but I felt like she wasn't, in my opinion. I call her Nama, but Miss Patricia was doing exactly. It was like having two women, you know, where one wasn't doing this, the other one was doing that. That's how I looked at it.
Mm,
She was always over there. I didn't look at her as no burden. She family. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Even to this day, she family. Even though me and her daughter ain't together, I know if I wanted to call Nama right now, I damn sure could, and we'd be on the phone 2, 3, 4 hours at a time. Like, you know, I think when it comes down to space, you want to walk around your house naked, and I get that. I get it, but in a sense, how important is that to you to walk around your house naked? Like,
Very,
is it really that important?
very.
Or it's
mm. So you just said something, Victor and Veronica. I forgot that I opened my door for my last wife, Hanifa's mother and sister, because her sister was pregnant. Hanifa and her sister were pregnant at the same time, and the father was moving from Brooklyn, coming south, and they want to have the sister wanted to have the child at the hospital because she had sickle cell as well at the hospital she went to as a kid in Brooklyn. And when the mother came in, first of all, my wife came to me and asked me, "Do you have a problem?" Hell no, I ain't got no problem. I got this. Yo, come on in. You understand? They did. I never felt less than a man in my house. Um, I knew who ran the house, but her mother still got the respect as her mother, my mother-in-law. So if the moms wanted to rearrange something in the kitchen, you know what was done? It was done by both of them, not just her mother taking the idea, because her mother still gave her daughter the respect of that's her house.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, it was my apartment before I got together with Hanifa. So her mother didn't have to come and ask me a little everything, but she didn't. I never felt uncomfortable in my house. I didn't have a problem walking around in gym shorts and a t-shirt. That didn't bother me. But I always felt I never lost control in my house. I didn't have to pump out my chest because that woman gave me respect in my house, and I gave her respect as my mother-in-law. It worked very, very well. I don't have smoking in my house. Her sister, Hanifa's sister, smoked. She went downstairs and smoked. You understand what I'm saying? They respect my house, and I respected them. And that's how you do it.
Listen, um, Bree, I this came across my mind too when I was reading the letter. So Bree says he could be behind all of this, trying to force this lady out so he don't seem like the bad guy.
Could be. Yeah.
Possibility, because she said, let's go back to the letter for a second,
If
because
anybody leaving, it's her over her mom. So
she did say something about it was not like this until the mom move
move
in.
in. Hmm.
Um, and then with him barely coming to bed, you coming to bed 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I haven't had sex in 2 months. Like, what's up with that? Like, what's you don't feel comfortable because your mom in the home, or these are the kind of things that some men, when your behavior is off and you start acting real strange and doing strange things, this is when we start wondering what else is going on. Is it really because I said something to your mother about throwing away my shoes? Is it really about me saying something to your mother because she went in the kitchen and rearranged what was in our cabinets and cleaned out the refrigerator and all that? I think it's deeper than that. I'm with Brie on that. It could be that he is trying to come up with a way to ease his way out of this marriage and not look like the bad guy. So he's going to put it on her like, okay, well, you can't get along with my mother, then we don't need to be together.
After those
Everything is
kids,
cool, huh?
just like you said, I'm right. I'm following right behind your footsteps,
Yeah,
Veronica. That after those kids got out, he could have been like, "Oh, mama, I'm staying here.
right.
This, that, and the other." You don't know what mama and him was talking about, and
Yep.
he may not be happy. So, sister, I mean, this is not my final thoughts, but it's going to be pretty much there. If you, this is simple now, you listening to what we're saying and seeing what the comments are, you know what to go and have
Mhm.
and what kind of questions to present to him and see what he says. Even though he said if anyone is leaving, it would be you, not my mama. That's kind of the final straw. But let's see where did this come from. See if you can get a little bit more out of him, since he's sticking out his chest,
Right.
acting
And
like he acting like a I don't want to say it, but he acting like a child.
and said this is what she said. Come back to that, Victor. So she says, I knew that I married a mama's boy, and I knew how he would put everything before her, but he never acted this way towards me until she moved in the house.
Gotcha.
Our marriage is so strange now. She said it seems like communication has gone out the window, and that's when she go on to say they haven't had sex in 2 months. He barely comes to bed at night. Like, so you changing all this up because I said something about your mama putting my shoes in a bag, getting ready to throw away? Nah, something else. There's something don't seem right.
And did she say her kids are in college? Both? How many kids? Two?
Two
Twins.
twins.
Twins in college. I'll be honest with you. Again, they're still children. So when they're in college, I'm looking about eight
No, she said
between.
they graduated from college and moved out on their
Oh,
own.
okay. So I'll be honest
They're
with you.
done with college.
So I'll be honest with you. My father came to me at 19, and he explained a couple of things to me, which I knew. I lived with my parents, so I knew a couple of things was going on in the house. I can't really. It's not my place. My mother and father could basically say, "Shut up. That's not your place." But my father said a couple of things to me. I took it back to my mom's, and I went back. And again, my mom's didn't play, but I approached her. Hey, ma, I want to have a conversation with you. A couple of things Dad raised with me, and she listened. She listened. She had her opinion about it, but your kids are grown. Have a conversation with your kids too. They're part,
Mhm.
even though you're the parent, a parent can talk. Don't think Hanifa didn't talk to my daughters about some of the issues that we went through. And our daughters helped her just like they've helped me. So, sister, your children or your allies don't mean they won't tell you if you're wrong if you come to them honestly, but go to them and have a conversation because they may say, Ma, I noticed this behavior for a long time. And I'll be honest with you, I love dad and I love you. But if this is not conducive for you, you got to do what you got to do. Have a conversation with your twins.
Right. So,
Um, Tim, that's a fact. So what I don't understand is this. So I need for y'all to. So basically, would you date someone who didn't accept your kids?
That was a question I saw out there today on social media.
Would you date someone that didn't accept your kids?
No.
15?
Like, my son is a part of me. Like, so how can you say you can't accept my child, but you want to date me? But
15?
you can't
Yeah,
accept my child.
you gotta
No, because see,
kids.
you going to try to spin it because you know where I'm
I'm
going
not
with
trying.
this.
No, no, no. I don't know where you're going. The reason why, because I'm thinking about my kids. I'm thinking about if you had a troubled ass kid and you trying to accept them.
Would
But
you
yeah,
date someone with the kids that you got now? If
that
you
don't
got
accept.
troubled
No,
kids,
no,
okay. So, but you date somebody that wouldn't accept your parents?
She didn't say she didn't accept his
Yes
parents.
or no?
Huh? She did
Would
not
you
say
date?
that, Victor. She didn't say that. She didn't like
I
what
didn't
he
ask
said
you.
in
I
her
didn't
home.
ask you that. I didn't.
no,
We ain't even talking
no,
about the letter,
no,
Okay, we're not talking about the letter. Okay.
no, no.
Okay. So what's the question?
Veronica.
Would I
Would you
date?
date somebody that didn't accept your parents?
No, and why wouldn't you accept?
Yes or
No.
no? Okay, then. That's all I want to ask. You wouldn't date somebody that wouldn't accept your kids. You wouldn't date somebody that didn't accept your parents. I don't. You answer my questions. I
Let's
don't have any other questions.
let's be very clear. Okay, you don't have any more questions, but let's be very clear. These are two separate things. Okay, she never did say, and I'm going back to the letter because that's what we're talking about, the email letter. She never said that she didn't care for the mother, didn't accept the mother. She never said those things. She never did say that they had any kind of problems. From my understanding, her and the mother-in-law got along great. So she's not saying that she didn't accept this mother-in-law. Only thing she's saying is she didn't like the fact that the husband disrespected her by moving the mother in. She ain't going. What he say? What was that? Jason said.
She ain't going to tell it all in the letter.
But what she's saying, and we're going by the letter, what she wrote, she had a problem with the husband bringing the mother-in-law, which she should. She should have a problem with him making that decision without her because she is the wife. She's not just his girlfriend. That was his wife. He brought the mother-in-law in their house. He made a big decision without bringing that to her.
Yeah. And you belittle her, you disrespect her, and
You
that's why I said I was
disrespected
in
her.
a relationship book today, and it talks
Now,
about. Okay.
I'm sorry, Fatine.
Mhm.
Let me finish this little point right here. The problem she had with the mother is when the mother decided to start rearranging the home and not having that conversation with her. So I don't think she had a problem with the mother-in-law before all of this took place. So let's not get it twisted. It's not about getting involved with someone who don't. I mean, who really wants? And you probably have a lot of people. I don't know who would want to get in a relationship and that person don't want to have anything to do with their children or don't want to have anything to do with their mother. I think somebody put in the comments, like, I want someone that has a great relationship with their mother, with both their parents, if both of their parents are around. That's a plus for me. Because that's showing me if you have respect for your parents, if you love on your parents like that, that's showing that you pretty much gonna have respect for me as well,
Yeah.
because it
And
really goes by how you treat your mother. If you treat your mother with respect, I feel like you definitely going to treat me with respect.
exactly.
So
And
nobody
sorry.
wants to get involved with someone who doesn't want to, doesn't like their mom or their parents or their children.
Yeah. And it comes to, and I agree with you, Veronica. It comes down to respect as a person,
Yeah,
as an adult. And I've give this story before. My aunt calling me over, and I'm talking to a female friend of mine, and I told her, "Wait a minute, I'll be right there in a minute." And she comes over and trying to talk to me in a disrespectful way. I took her ass right upstairs. This is my aunt. She's an elder. Took her right upstairs and had that conversation with my mother. And you know what my mother said? Turned to her sister. That was her sister. And she said, "Don't do that. He tells you he was coming and you didn't want anything." "Oh, I just wanted to talk to him." "About what?" And she said, "Don't do that. He's a grown man. Respect him just like you want respect. He is not She called me by my nickname. I ain't giving that out here. And he's not 12. He said he'd be right there. And then you made a whole mountain of it. He didn't disrespect you. He brought you to me. But the next time this happens, I'm not giving him the right to disrespect you. Just don't put yourself in that situation. So my mother checked her own sister, my aunt, to give me that respect as a man. We got to respect people as men and women nowadays, and still can be a parent, a mom's, a aunt, a uncle, and whatever. But you still respect your child and their wife or their spouse. You may not like them, but at least respect them.
Yeah. And Letitia, um, and I just responded back to her, but Letitia says, girlfriend or wife, respect the woman of the house. And that is
That,
correct. I just said wife because though she's a wife in this
yeah,
email letter. So that's why I said wife. But
yeah,
yes, everyone deserves respect. You living
exactly.
with someone, me personally, I don't think you should just come in someone's house and start making decisions without having that conversation with that person.
Mm-mm.
You know, that's
So so let me say something. So when I asked y'all those questions, Yoshi said don't connect, and to everybody it might not connect. But let me be 100% clear when I say, because it does connect. If you don't accept my kids and you don't accept my mother, then we can't be together. And by accepting my children, you accepting my children for who they are, and that's it. By accepting my mother, you accepting my mother for who she is. And if you can't accept those four, or excuse me, those five people, we can't be together. And it's okay if we don't. Um, it's
But
okay if we don't.
they could
so.
come in and just make this real quick, Veronica. They could come in and accept them first, Victor. But if they become an issue within the relationship, that right there becomes the problem. I don't give a damn what they got to accept that. But
That's
if
where I was
your
going.
kids and moms become a thorn in her ass, she
That's
ain't
where I
got
was
to
going.
accept that. And that's when they walk away, because and if you can't check them, because if they're becoming a thorn in her ass and in your relationship, and you know that they're a problem, and you don't check it, you are the problem, and they are the problem, and she has to walk away.
That's exactly where I was going. Like, how would you feel about that, Victor? If they first accepted them, like everything was
Mhm.
good, but then later on down the road, let's say the children are I'm not saying that your kids would do that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. But let's just say your
Yeah,
children became
I get it.
disrespectful, or your mom did some disrespectful stuff. Like, do you still blame this woman that you're with?
So it's not about blaming her, but what I'm saying is relationships are temporary, but family is forever. So understand, there's nothing I can do to change who my mother is. There's nothing I will do to change who my children are. So this is a part of me. This is an extension of me. These are my appendages. If you can't accept all of that, then I may not be the right person for you. But understand that my mother does not treat everybody the same. If if my mother is overstepping her boundaries and all this other stuff, like everybody is saying, then that means that either I'm running my mouth too much about something, or my mother sees something in you that I don't see and I need to get away from, in my opinion.
So
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
I
gonna.
don't like the fact. I'm sorry, Fatine. Yoshi says,
This letter was
that's the
not
issue
right.
nowadays. People saying marriage is temporary, and yeah,
I ne-
I don't like what you said, Victor. When you said, I mean, I disagree with that. When you saying relationships are temporary, do you
Veronica,
really?
I haven't. I have not been married, so I cannot speak. When I said relationships, I never said marriage. I
Yeah,
said relationships, so I cannot speak on marriage.
Right, right. And I
So
would
I
just
can only speak on what I've been through.
correct, and
and
that
that
makes
is
sense.
right, Nick. Everyone is temporary.
Yeah.
because we don't know how long I mean,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So
yo,
I've never been married. So understand, I'm not speaking on marriage.
got it. So Yoshi says this letter was not about accepting her mother; it was about the disrespect. And
Facts. These are
Sanders came
facts.
back
That's a
exactly.
fact.
So Yoshi, we just expanded the conversation, but you bring it back full center. You're correct. And what we were saying at the end of the day, that there's still a responsibility on both people, but
Mhm.
it definitely falls on the husband with the disrespect. That we said that for number one.
Yeah.
That part is there. But as a mother, as a woman that probably ran her own household, she could empathize with another woman where she, unless she disrespects that woman, she can still empathize, but she don't sympathize with her because she don't respect her. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that woman is still overstepping her bounds. So it's not some blame does go on the mom because she knows she is wrong, or unless there's something else going on, to come in there and rearrange and throw out somebody else's stuff in somebody else's house, and then the son goes along with that, the husband. Yes, it started with him, but this is a grown woman that's a mother that's supposed to be taught her son between right and wrong. That's wrong. Y'all can't justify her doing that. No way in hell that you can justify what the mother's doing as something being right. And if a parent is supposed to teach their children right and wrong, how do y'all stand on that? That's why we say the mother is wrong for doing that, and the son is wrong for allowing her to do that and being disrespectful to his mom, his wife, with not even having a conversation about bringing your moms in the house.
Now I want to get to Tim's comment because he called my name.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
But for Tim, was you answering Patricia?
What did she say?
Okay, well, never mind, because I want to get Patricia's comment too. So
Yeah.
Tim says, Veronica Samuel, how is the mom being disrespectful? She just cleaning up like old women do. She doesn't mean anything negative by it. And I'm sure you can just talk to her like that, like that's his mom do. He's supposed to put his own mother out. No, let me say this,
Get him. Get
Tim.
Tim, Veronica.
Oh, how you go? No, you don't get Tim.
Get Tim ass. Get
No,
Tim
ain't no
ass.
get no
If
Tim.
she don't, I will. Damn it. I
First,
will.
Well, Tim, you
I
got some
will.
backup.
Yeah,
first of
okay.
all, first of all, how's mom being disrespectful just cleaning up? She wasn't just cleaning up,
Thank you.
Timothy. First of all, mom was throwing away stuff.
That
You don't
needed to be thrown away.
you don't come in my
That's not
house
not
throwing
her for to
away
say
pots
so.
and pans and shoes that you don't know if I need or want. That's number one. Doesn't mean anything negative by it. And I'm sure you can just talk to her. Yeah, like she said, she let the first time slide when the mama threw away the pots and the pans. She didn't say anything. She let it go by. She said something to the husband, but she didn't say nothing to the mom until the mom went in the closet, cleaned out the closet, and want to throw away shoes and stuff. Uh, do he supposed to put his own mother out? Not saying that. Only thing we're saying is have respect for your wife. One, you didn't have respect when you allowed mom to come move in and you didn't have that conversation with me first. No, have a conversation with your mother and just say, Mom, hey, Tina don't feel comfortable with you, just coming in and just moving stuff around. Like this is her house. This is our house. Respect our house, please. We don't mind if you live with us, but at least, ask Tina, do she want these shoes before you decide to put them in a bag and getting ready to take them to a thrift store. Have that conversation. Just don't come in and start acting like you are the owner of this home. No, I'm not saying put his mother out. Of course not. Who wants to throw their mother out? But have respect for your wife. That's all I'm saying.
So I don't
So
get him.
go ahead, go ahead,
No,
V.
no, I'm good. I was going to go to Patricia comment, but go ahead,
Yeah, I
Victor.
want to get.
So I'm gonna say this. When it comes to throwing away pots, my when I moved into this home, um, I got my realtor bought me a set of pots, and my mother bought me a set of pots. and Tracy had already had a set of pots. So which ones were supposed to be used, and which ones supposed to sit, you know, I guess in the cabinet. I'm asking y'all, like,
Tracy, that's Tracy's decision.
You asking what now? Which one?
Yeah, that's Tracy's
so
decision.
yes and no, because Tracy is not a slave to that kitchen. Tracy's place is not in that kitchen. Tracy's place is this home.
So
You
what was
asked
your question, Victor?
what's your question? You just yeah. What is your exact question? Because you went
No,
more
I was trying
farther.
to read the
No,
comments.
I really didn't. I said my realtor bought me a set of pots.
Right,
My mother bought me a set of pots,
right,
and Tracy had a set of pots.
right.
Which one was supposed to be used? I didn't go all over the fact. I just that was the question. That was it. Which one was supposed to be
Who
used?
does the most cooking? If Tracy does the most cooking, it was Tracy's decision what pots
Exactly,
she wanted to use.
exactly. And
So
if you cook, you use whatever set of pots you want to use.
understand there's a limited, well, not really, but it's whichever is the best quality. Tracy, and that's my
Tracy
thing.
make that
But that's
decision
you
which
and
one is the
Tracy's
best quality.
decision, though, Victor.
Tracy
That's
has,
nobody else's
yeah.
decision. That's you and Tracy's decision what pots are made or used. That ain't nobody else from the outside saying these pots need to be used outside of your home.
So
Me being the woman of the house, and this is answering your question. I'm going to decide which pots I'm going to use to cook with.
Exactly. And I back that.
wait a minute now. You just said it's a two-way decision. Now you agree with Veronica?
I said it's Tracy's decision earlier. But if you both cook, then Tracy makes her decision, and when you cook, you use whatever pots you want to use. That's what I said. I didn't change.
So now we're going to tie in a whole bunch of shows into this now. All right. I make the most money in the house. All right. I could pay every damn bill in this house if I want to. And you mean to tell me we not gonna use my mama pots in this kitchen?
Not if Tracy
So
doesn't
let's
want them.
so wait. Hell no. Let me finish. If I'm gonna sit here and we not 50-50 and it's 90-10, I'll be damned if you tell my mama that when she come over here that she ain't gonna see her pots on the stove. So understand when it comes to shit like that, when I tell y'all women that um when I tell y'all women you give up things by not paying bills and being in these situations like that, these are the type of situations that can happen when you don't pay your way in order to make these type of decisions when it comes to in the house.
I'm not even responding to
Well,
that.
honey,
I'm not.
I'm
Could you
glad
put Patricia comment up there? Because
No, fuck that. No, we're not going to switch to another comment
yeah, but
because
what is they gonna say? We're gonna just argue because I'm not. I don't agree with that. No, hell no. If Tracy's the one that's cooking and she don't want to use that pot, she cooks better. She pot roasts better in this pot, and it happens to be the pot that she bought. Then that's the pot that's on the stove when your moms come over. Your moms ain't worried about what's cooked in the pot. She's worried about what's on her plate. So what the hell is this about? Your moms don't run that house. What kind of bullshit is that? You really want me to go there? I don't want.
yeah, I do.
I don't want to go
So
there.
so
There's a comment up there.
no, we're not. Hell no, we
Crazy.
not. Don't no, we're not putting Patricia comment up there because I ain't finished.
Okay, go ahead.
go ahead.
So what I'm saying is if my mother buys something and I'm the breadwinner, that's exactly what we gonna use. Point blank and period.
You
Just like if
slave
I buy
master.
my
You slave master,
what?
bro. You a slave master.
You
It's
sure
your way or the highway. It's
you
your
sure
way
you
or
want
the
to go
highway.
there? You
It's
sure you want to go there?
your way or the highway. That's what you're saying. You're the breadwinner. So it's if I'm the breadwinner, what you're saying, it's my way. That's what you're saying, correct? Is that a slave master? Meaning that your wife is the subordinate and have to go because she's not paying her way, that she has to go on every decision you make. Is that what
So
you're saying?
so wait a minute, Veronica. This is me and him now. All right. So we in it today. You gonna sit here and say that I'm a fucking slave master because I want something. Now, no, Bob, I don't think you understand what the term slave means. Slave means you have no rights. You don't have no freedom. You don't have the ability to do whatever you want to do. A
So you
relationship,
saying that?
wait a minute,
Listen, you
wait a minute,
saying that? You
wait a
saying that with
minute.
the pots?
A relationship is voluntary. You don't have to be here. I'm not forcing nobody to be where they don't want to be at. But you love throwing that damn slave master term
This is the first time I
around.
ever used that term on this show.
You said
First
what?
time. This is the first time I've used slave master on this
You're a
show.
damn liar, bro. You
You
say the
cannot
shit every other week.
I do not use that word slave master like that.
I'm
I'm
you
talking
say I'm sorry.
specifically.
You say dictatorship. You say this,
Yes, yes.
but understand that when it comes down to a relationship, the shit is voluntary. If I've always said this, you give up rights when it comes down to who's paying what in a relationship. If you really think that it's gonna be you gonna have all these different terms. If I'm paying 100% of these bills and my mama want to bring some pots in here, guess what pots we using? Just take a guess. Because who's paying for these groceries? I want these groceries cooked in that pot over there.
I've never heard of no bullshit like this in my life, and that's that old way thinking.
But maybe you never paid
That's
100% of the bills in your life.
it doesn't matter. Yeah, I have, but I wouldn't do that to my wife because that's her domain. If that's the person that's doing the majority of the cooking, that's her domain. I'm not dictating to her that. I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. You said it's voluntary. The relationship is volunteer for you to be here or there. So it's volunteer for her to use whatever pot she chooses to cook in. That's the bottom line. Could you put Patricia comment up there? I think Victor's done. I
Listen,
love Victor. This is what we
y'all
do.
going back and forth is
Oh
better than
yeah,
just
that's
a
what me and
comment.
Victor do. That's it.
I'm just saying.
Let's go.
Uh,
Where's Patricia comment? Since you
where
brought
was
it up,
Patricia comment? It's
I have
probably
no
way
idea
up
what
there
it
now.
is.
Um,
I don't even
I
know
didn't
what
forgot what it was.
you. That's why I was
Well,
sitting
just
trying
put
to.
in the comments she said up there.
Oh, right
I
here.
already hit that one.
Well,
Let me see.
that's the one I was asking. Did
Oh,
you
we are
what you
putting too
talking
much
about?
on the mom. The husband
Yeah.
moved her in, and we're no in, and we are not. Well, I can't get. We know she knows the conversation he had with she. Oh, and we don't know the conversation she had with his mother. Probably told her this is my house. But Patricia, you could be correct. That's why I said earlier on in this conversation, so much has been said that we don't know what the son was saying to the mother, even when the kids was in
Letitia.
the house. And once they now have graduated and moved out, now she's only going on what the son has fed her and made the decision to move her in without even consulting with his wife. So you're correct. But the mother still should know right from wrong, and you don't walk in somebody else's house where there is a wife there and be disrespectful like that. That means there's no morals there, or there's no this. It's just no respect.
So no respect for who? The wife or the mama? So
There's
who am
no
I
respect.
supposed to respect? Because you're
There's no
supposed to
respect.
respect your elders, right? Respect your mother and your since we quoting the Bible.
I,
Respect
I, I,
honor thy mother and father so your days on the earth shall be longer. So if we quoting the Bible like y'all was doing all night long,
I
what am I supposed to do when my mama walk in the door?
Nobody was
Thank
finna
you.
quote no
no, no,
Bible
no,
all
no.
night
Yeah, no
long.
fuck.
That's fine. I
We
love you
said
when you
one
get
Bible.
mad. God damn it. Let's go.
Wait a
So
minute. We said one Bible verse, and that's when Meek brought it up about the husband supposed to put the wife. Was it first or
I brought
something
it
like
up
that? Meek
first. Nick
said
came second with it, but
that
I
was the
brought it
only
up
time
with
the
a
Bible
comment
came up.
earlier.
But yes, you are. So that's one of the 10 Commandments. You're supposed to
You
obey your mother and your father.
father, but right, and then it tells you about when you leave that home to cleave on to your wife. There comes a time that you don't disrespect your parents, but you move out because you become your own adult man and wife, and you lead your own household to your own damn rules. Your parents don't supposed to be coming in and telling you what and what not to do in your house in the sense of you living your life as a man and a wife and doing things the way that y'all choose to do it and it's in a rightful direction.
What verse that is?
It don't have to be a damn verse. If y'all really
Oh,
want to go
okay.
there, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I'm quoting a Ten Commandment. You know what I'm saying?
There's
I'm quoting.
613 commandments in the Bible.
I don't
It's
know what you're
hundred and
talking about.
thirteen.
I ain't
I
read.
know
I
you
ain't.
don't. I know you don't, but I do. It's 10 commandments, but it's Leviticus. There's six hundred and
Guess
thirteen
what?
commandments in the
Guess
Bible,
what?
brother.
The Bible you talking about, I don't recognize, and that's okay.
I do.
You
Have
recognize
you ever
what you.
seen King James Bible, brother? What are you talking about?
I don't recognize.
Why don't
I
you
don't know. I
Google
don't
it?
know.
Why don't you
I don't know
Google
what
it?
you're talking about.
Go
See,
ahead.
first of all, Google ain't got nothing to do with the Bible I'm talking about. Because when I was reading the Bible, Google wasn't even. It didn't
I
even
don't give a
exist.
damn what Bible, 10 commandments, whatever. The bottom line is your parents
So
don't
the
have
thing.
right coming in your house and
Wait a
telling you
minute.
what to do in your house. If you're not doing anything wrong and you are an adult, they don't have a right.
Continue.
And so
Are
you
you
know what I'm
going to
saying?
respect the fact? All right, I gave you the floor for you to say what you had to say,
Okay,
but you
I'm
keep
quiet.
cutting me off.
I'm cool. I'm muted.
What I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You saying there's 13 books of the Bible? I mean, 13 commandments? I've never read that in my Bible. You saying Google something? When I was reading the Bible, guess what? When I was in Bible study, there was no Google. There wasn't even the internet. I don't even know who King James is. You may recognize him. I don't know who that is.
That's the same
But
Bible you use. What are you
can I?
talking about?
Wait a minute. You still cutting me off. You can't give me the proper respect like Mama won't when she come in the house. You keep cutting me off. So what I'm basically telling you is, hey man, just calm down. It'll be okay. Honor thy mother and father, so your days may be longer. That's it. It'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference between honoring your mother and your father. I get that. Totally agree with that. And totally agree with respecting all your elders. But at the same time, Victor, there still has to be a level of respect for us as children as well. You just can't, just because I'm younger than you and I'm a child. Like you even said this yourself one time on the show. Should I take you back? When you said they gotta respect me too. I don't care who they are.
That's true.
Remember?
Yep. And
So
I
this
also,
is the same thing. This the mothers should be respecting this lady in her house. That's all we're saying. That's it. I'm pretty sure she gives this lady respect, her mother-in-law. Like I said, she didn't say in this letter that they had any kind of problems before she moved in and started rearranging things and throwing away things. That's when according to the letter, that's when the problem started to occur and she
mm,
felt disrespected. So is anything wrong with that?
you are what you're speaking is if the letter is written accurately. Yeah, I agree with you. I
Thank
agree. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say that the mother's out of pocket. I'm not saying that. I mean, going off strictly the letter,
you. Hmm.
mama's out of line. You're right. I'm not going, I can't defend the mama. But what I'm saying is, mama gets some leeway in my book to step out of pocket, and I'm not going to check mama. That's just not going to happen.
And that's what she did. Remember, she said she didn't say anything to the mama the first time it happened.
Or the second,
I,
if you don't say nothing the first time, you condone this behavior. Second, third, fourth, fifth time, let that shit ride.
well, I think because she felt better going to the husband, saying something to him, hoping that he would go to his mother and share her feelings about how things went down. She didn't want to go to the mother. That way, she was having respect for the husband and the mother. She went to the husband and had that conversation with him. So after the fact, he must be didn't do what he was supposed to do and have that conversation. The second time when the mother got out of line, that's when she said something herself to the mother. And I didn't see anything wrong with that. Me personally, I didn't. So um it's 10:15. Y'all on the road
You
tonight?
serious?
It is
Oh,
10:15.
oh man.
All right. Well, we
Whoa,
had a
they
lot of
did.
comments coming in tonight, and they are still coming in. I'm
Mm-hmm.
definitely gonna have to go back and look at all these comments that's rolling through. But everybody made some great points. Victor, and we're going to get out of here. And I respect the fact of you saying, that it was only you and your mom. You don't have any siblings, so it's just, it's you and your mom. Like, I totally get it. Like, my son and I, like, we have a close, relationship. Um, do I see myself being that way of not giving whoever he end up with respect and going through their house and doing? I don't see myself. I don't see myself doing that because, I always say I want someone to respect me like I respect them. I'm going to think if the shoe was on the other foot. If I was in my daughter-in-law's shoes, would I want my mother-in-law coming in the house and doing those things to me? Like I always say, we have to put ourselves in other people's shoes and think, how will we feel if that person did that to us? And I think if people start doing that, we'll start moving differently because we wouldn't want that person to do it to us. So I think no, that's not my final thought because I want to talk to this girl in the letter. So, but it's 10:17. Y'all ready to wrap it up?
What?
You know
Well,
Victor
I
ain't
mean,
ready
I
to
know
wrap.
you're I know you're not ready to wrap anything up, but I'm just saying. Um, thank y'all so much for all y'all still hanging with us at 10:17. We appreciate
Jason, I didn't. Jason, I wanted to get to you, but I apologize.
it.
So
Okay.
I'll go first with my final thoughts. So to be honest with you, um, Mama is overstepping her boundaries. To be honest with you, but the son is never going to put his mother in place, and you need to understand that there are some relationships that you just can't sever, and in my opinion, it has nothing to do with him being scared of his mama or him not checking his mama. You want this man to basically take, I don't even know how old they are, well, they got to be really grown, but you want this man to basically, the woman that gave him birth, to, in a sense, disrespect her. In a sense, I'm not saying that that's what it is, but in a sense, you want this man to disrespect his mama, and that's just not going to happen. He moved her in without your knowledge. That's foul as shit. I'm not condoning that shit. That's foul as hell. But she's there now. So once you see, ma'am, you have been replaced. So now is your move. Him and his mama's playing chess against you. It's your move. They got you pinned in the corner. You're not going to win nothing in that house. This house is no longer yours. This home is no longer yours. So what are you going to do to get yourself out of this position? Because she ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. What you got?
So this is gonna be crazy, but Victor summed that up perfectly. I'm not adding nothing. That's it. It's on you. It's your next move, Victor. That was. I'm right with you on that one. I can't add nothing, bro. My final thoughts is your final thoughts tonight. That's on point. Veronica,
Well, I'm adding something.
go ahead.
But let me be clear, Victor. Are you saying you asking the wife what is she gonna do now?
Yeah.
Because the mother.
It's on
Okay.
him. Yep.
Um, I'm not gonna say that the mother has control over the house. I'm not gonna say that because I do feel like this woman. Deep down inside, I do feel like it's something dirty that's going on his end. I feel like he's trying to find a way out of this marriage, and he brought his mom in because he knew that it would cause some kind of friction in the household. So this would be an easy way for him to get out of. Instead of just being a man and saying how he feel, you're gonna take this role and run with it to try to get out of the marriage. Like a lot of people, I'm not gonna say a lot, but like some marriages that I know, like they was waiting for the kids to get grown and to move out of the house so that they can, do their thing as far as like getting a divorce, separate, or whatever. They was waiting for the kids to do what they had to do. So, and she said in the letter that they had problems within the marriage before, but it was never anything to this extent. So I just feel like he's taken an easy way out by bringing his mother in to justify that the decision that he's going to make so that he won't look like the bad guy. I could be wrong, but that's just the way that I'm taking this letter. I feel like she can take control over her house if she have that conversation with the mother, but the mother already got in her feelings according to the letter. She said she told my husband that I hurt her feelings and she doesn't want to live with us any longer. So the mom want out, but I'm pretty sure that the husband is telling his mom, no, you don't have to go nowhere. If anybody getting out, because he already said it to the wife, if anybody's going to leave, it's going to be her. And I'm pretty sure that's what he already told his mom. So now the mom is comfortable and she know that her son has her back no matter what. Lady, to you who wrote the letter, thank you first of all for writing this letter. I'm pretty sure you're not the first, or you won't be the last um, wife, female that is going through what you're going through. So I would say before you, like you said in the letter, almost ready to throw in the towel. Before you throw in the towel, have that conversation with your husband or have that conversation with both of them to let them know how you feel about this situation. Let the mom know, the husband. Maybe she's thinking the husband had that conversation with you. Maybe she's thinking he actually had that conversation with you and you agree with her moving in, but now you acting nasty towards her. Let her know the husband did not speak with you about that, and let her know how you truly feel. A lot of times we like to hold back our feelings instead of being truthful. And maybe if you be honest with the mother, maybe she'll look at this thing entirely different. So have that conversation. You never know where it's going to end up, So don't throw in the towel. We're so quick to just give up on things these days. We're so quick to give up on relationships, so quick to give up on marriages and, careers and things that we just feel like it's just getting too much for us. Take time and have that conversation and see where it goes. If it doesn't go anywhere, then you make that decision to throw in a towel.
Can I ask you a question, Veronica?
Sure.
Can a man check your parents? Yes or no?
I just can't say yes or no, Victor. It depends. It depends on what do they do that they need to be checked. I feel like if my dad was coming over here and just every other day and
Uh,
he wanting to, like, well, what's going on in here? Why is these blinds hanging off? Why is blah
wait,
blah
wait,
blah?
wait a minute. Wait a minute, Veronica. Can a man your man check your parents? It has nothing to do with what you think he's doing it for. If he checks your parents, then apparently he thinks your parents need to be checked. It's not about the fact that do you agree with him or not. Can he do it?
um
And you
i
be
would
okay with it.
I would prefer for him to talk to me about it first.
Thank you.
But that's what the lady did in the letter, though. She said she had the conversation with her husband first when the mom first disrespected the house by cleaning out the refrigerator and throwing away pots and pans. So she did that. She went to the husband first. It's not like she went to the mother-in-law first and been disrespected. She didn't do that. So I'm saying if my significant other was to come to me and said he had a problem with my father or my mom at that, then I would have that conversation with my parents. If it happened again, I don't know what to I don't know. I've never been in that situation where someone had to check my parents.
Okay.
So, but that is my final thoughts. Are hearts and minds clear? I know I probably went on and on, but
You know
No,
you good.
you're good. You're good.
so are y'all good? Hearts and minds are clear. Anything
Yeah.
else y'all want to say?
I just want to say one thing that, like Vic said and what you just said, from the perspective, if your moms or parent can say something to your wife, because I know that that's my mama, you may have a wife that's not passive, and she's not going to be disrespectful to your moms, but she ain't coming just to you. She should, she could. Don't mean she should. If she sees something and is like, "Hey, moms, I noticed my pots are missing. Did you see them? Oh, baby, I threw them out. Moms, you can't go in my kitchen and throw anything out. She don't have to wait till I come home to say that to her, to my mother. No,
Right.
no,
Yeah.
no. Because if
Yeah.
my mom's can say something to her, then my wife can say something to her if it's not in a disrespectful tone. My wife is not a child and no subordinate to her. No.
And who knows? Those could have been pots that my
Sentimental.
grandmother left me. You
Right.
know,
Ain't nobody want your grandma cheap ass pots.
my grandmother is dead and gone. Like that could have been something that she,
Sentimental.
yeah, like you just don't go in someone else and
You
just
don't do
start
that.
throwing away things.
Yeah.
No,
And if my
have,
wife's,
have respect.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. Great show tonight, guys. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us until 10:30. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your comments. Um, Brother Fatine, all the way from WBLS radio station. Thank you so much as always. Victor, damn it, boy, White. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for being so lit tonight. Uh, as always, thank you all so much.
And the way you can't go, and our sister Veronica, the voice of reason tonight. Me and Victor were going at it, and our voice got a little higher. But Veronica came in, she didn't get loud, blah, 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 blah. And just she sounded like the voice of reason. So that was good. It was good.
Yes.
I just want to say, really everybody have a safe and good Labor Day weekend.
Yes. Be safe, guys. As the hurricane heads our way tomorrow evening, everybody, stay safe out there and stay prayed up. Let's pray for our neighbors, Florida, and all the ones that's been affected by this hurricane. Let's keep them all in prayer. I have family, I have friends down there in Florida, and just praying for each and every one of them. Yeah. Until next time, guys, if you would like to be a guest, if you have an email letter, if you have a topic suggestion, please send it over to us, tangyteaoflife@gmail.com. We would love to hear your stories of what took place in your life, your parents' life, your neighbor's life. If you know something, definitely no one name is going to be shared with anyone. So send us those email letters. Yes, Victor.
So somebody sent me a text message saying, "Ain't no woman throwing away no good pots." So her grandmama cheap ass pots should have been thrown away a long time ago.
No,
That's all.
I don't care. I don't care if they was burnt. I was saving them for sentimental reasons. She shouldn't have touched those pots because they meant so much to me. How about if my grandma ashes was in one of them?
You know, man, man, bonus note just
Not bonus. She ain't say good night yet.
Just saying.
That's
Everyone,
you had your grandma ashes in the pot.
ready
in
to
her,
ball.
in her favorite pot. Yes, I kept her ashes in her favorite pot.
Oh man, let's go, man.
Do not, do not touch, Bobby. You know what I'm saying, Stacy? See that? Stacy said, "Right, Veronica, don't touch the pots." Yeah, have a great night. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate all of your comments. We will be going back through, reading comments and commenting if need be. But yeah, thank y'all so much. Have a great night, a great week. Love upon one another and be honest and truthful and respect one another and communicate. Good night.
Buenas noches.